Black Ops 4 is hands down the best zombies experience, and no, I am not lying. While a lot of community members seem to hate this game, I don't think the hate could be any more misplaced or misdirected. Were there a lot of problems at the start of the Black Ops 4 lifecycle? Sure, of course, but I would love for anyone to leave a comment telling me about a Black Ops title that hasn't had some sort of problems, whether they are at the beginning, middle, or the end of a game's lifecycle. Actually, come to think about it, have there been any Call of Duties that have not had a tumultuous lifespan? And while I do think that Black Ops 4 is the best zombies experience bar none, that doesn't mean it's imperfect. But before we get to the actual pros and cons about the game, let's talk about what happened before the launch. The Black Ops 4 reveal event was one of the biggest and greatest reveals for CODs that I can remember, specifically for zombies. Jason Blundell and Craig Houston came out on stage and revealed that not only were we going to be getting one launch map, but that we would be getting 3 launch maps, 2 of which were part of a brand new storyline. We later found out that when the DLC model was released, we were actually getting a 4th map, and at this point, all of our minds were collectively blown. 4 launch maps, all with Easter eggs, all with cutscenes, all with wonder weapons. It was like nothing anybody had seen before in the COD community. The trailers and music videos that followed were even more epic and more hype, and it really felt like all the stars were aligning with this game, and it's something we hadn't seen since the life cycle of BO3, and it really showed how Treyarch knows how to deliver hype when it comes to their games. I remember when the game was coming close to launch, everybody was in their little bubbles talking about which Easter eggs we were going to solve first. Were we all going to go for 9, or was the community going to split up into 4? What was going to be on Classified? Was that only just a 5 remake, or was it a reimagining? Like, we really had no idea what to expect, and the day that the launch came, I'll just never forget it. I'll never forget loading up that game and putting on 9 as my first experience and walking around that spawn room. It was fucking magical. And this is the main reason I love BO4 Zombies. It's because of the amount of content that was offered in the game's entirety. We had 8 total maps, 4 Aether, 4 Chaos, both with riveting stories, Easter eggs, bosses, wonder weapons. Not to mention the maps were huge. Each map was packed with little quests that just made every playthrough that much more enjoyable. And whether you wanted to have a chill session and just get the winner's howl with Classified, or you wanted to have a tougher experience and do the main Easter egg on Blood while getting the golden spork knife, you had options, lots of options. The way that BO4 was structured, it had quests and map design at the front and center of the mode, and that's just right up my alley. Every Easter egg was so difficult and it took time to master. This allowed myself and other players time to get used to the map and learn all of its secrets. There was also rush mode, map difficulty settings, gauntlets, custom mutations. There were so many ways to play, and it was so beautiful. Now, since this isn't a review, so to speak, I'm not going to sit here and dump on BO4's problems, but I do think we should talk about a few of them. I think the main reason why people tended to stray away from this game was due to the fact that Treyarch changed such little things that made the game feel alien to some players. Perks were altered, you could see your health on the screen, you spawned in with your specialist and elixirs, and I think seeing all this crap up front was just off-putting. This combined with the zombies burnout in the community from Black Ops 3 to Infinite Warfare to World War II, well, it was just a lot, and putting all of this on the community's shoulders just caused things to spiral out of control, and Treyarch took the feedback, the negative feedback, and ultimately pumped the brakes on Black Ops 4. We were supposed to get way more maps than any Zombies game before, and even Zombies Chronicles 2, and all the evidence was right there in Blackout. DK Dynamite has like 10,000 videos about this, and since there was such negative feedback in the community, it really just put a damper inside of the Treyarch morale, and I know it's more complicated than just that, as we also have to think about budgets and financial projections and shareholders and everything from Activision, and there's a lot here, but I'm just trying to be simplistic for the sake of the video. But I think what the biggest setback was for Black Ops 4 was the simple fact that it was just too ambitious for its own good, both from a technical standpoint and from a content standpoint. Treyarch bit off way more than they could chew, and it bit them in the butt. And you can see this when you look back on how things were spread out. We were supposed to have grief mode. We were supposed to have hard mode for gauntlets for every map, and we only had one for Voyage of Despair. We were supposed to get more maps. We were supposed to get Zombies Chronicles Chronicles 2, and Treyarch contracted other developers to finish Tag der Toten and Alpha Omega, which were the last 2 maps of the game, and they didn't even fully develop them. And that's why they feel so different than the rest of the maps on disc. And since these maps were super ambitious to boot, it took a lot of technical resources. And the way you should think about this is how Transit was at one time one of the most ambitious pieces of content that Treyarch could ever put out, and during its lifespan, it couldn't even handle being on the PS3. It just wasn't able to be played properly, so they had to add the fog and the lava and all this extra shit just so it could run. And that was all of Black Ops 4. In the PS4, it just wasn't up to snuff. If you play this game on PC in 2022, it feels smooth, modern, and dare I say, on the border of next gen. Treyarch was simply once again ahead of the curve on this stuff, but they were limited by circumstance. And the thing is, I don't even care. At this time in my life, Black Ops 4 was exactly what I needed and exactly what I wanted. Nothing is perfect, and I love this game so much, and I will play it over and over again for years to come. And yes, including all of its imperfections. So happy birthday, Black Ops 4. This one's for you. You will always be remembered as one of the greatest games ever made, and a zombies mode that was truly unforgettable. What is your favorite Black Ops Zombies game? Is it Black Ops 4? Is it Black Ops 3? Or is it something entirely different? Let me know in the comments section right below that like button. Thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.